Am I the asshole for taking my medication in front of my future stepsiblings? I 16F have epilepsy. I have seizures because of it and I take medication for those seizures. It's a condition I cannot control which many people in my life don't RLLY get. Except for Dad, unfortunately. My mom and Dad have been separated for 3 years. She started dating this guy, Jeff, who's a single dad of 2 kids ages 6 and 8. He comes over with his kids to visit us every week. Yesterday, he visited and brought the kids. I don't usually sit with him, but this I had to get to know my future stepsiblings better, as my mom says. Anyways, while we were sitting I grabbed my medication which made Jeff side-eye me for 0.30 secs. He then told his kids to go to the other room, then started berating me asking, what the hell I just did. I was so confused by his language, not knowing what he meant. He told me it was not okay for me to take medication in front of his kids. I was like, why not? And he started ranting about how his kids shouldn't see this stuff, and that I should have went to my room or any other room to take my medication if it was so important to me. I was shocked and Mom didn't even say anything at the time, which RLLY got me questioning what I did. He then said those are my step-sub-kings, they're of young age and should not be exposed to such sights, and that I'm have to come up with a better way to deal with my condition and medication intake because he doesn't want his kids exposed to that once we all start living together as a family. I told him it wasn't my problem, which caused the argument to escalate. Mom sided with him and I had to go to my room to calm down a bit. After he and his kids left, Mom picked another argument with me saying I should have been more considerate of the kids seeing my medication and said that Jeff has a point but I was being too rude to him. She told me she's expecting me to apologize and get right with Jeff next time he visits, but I said no. Now I'm punished for next weekend for my attitude towards my stepdos, but am I the asshole here? Not the asshole. Is there any way you can go live with your dad? Huge red flag that your mother didn't stand up for you. Call your dad. Now. Tell him exactly what happened, and how your mother reacted. Tell him that not only were you shamed for taking unnecessary medication, but your mom didn't back you up and in fact started a fight after the fact. Your dad may have stuff going on right now, but you should be his #1 concern. If your mother marries this asshat, your life is going to get much, much worse. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Have epilepsy, I have seizures because of it and I take medication for those seizures. You're not taking these drugs recreationally, you're taking them to treat a medical condition. Your mom and her boyfriend are the Oz here. Your mom should have backed you up instead of taking the side of a guy who clearly doesn't have common sense. Go live with your dad. Now. Not the asshole. I can't even come up with a reason why there would be an issue taking the medication in front of the other children. I mean, seems it's something they should be exposed to and have some basic knowledge about the condition you have. Not the asshole. Every adult in that situation is an asshole. Holy shit. What a hill to choose to fight for. You have a medical condition that requires medication. That's all that they needed to explain to the kids, but they can't be bothered to do that? Assholes, all of them, and I can't wait for you to be free of their garbage. Am I the asshole for buying a luxury watch instead of paying my fiancé's parents back? I, 31 male, am in a relationship with a woman, Jen, 26 female. Jen and I have dated for 2 years now and we got engaged 3 months ago. Neither Jen nor I are good with finances. In our city this can't really be helped seeing as everything is egregiously overpriced, but it is what it is and we do the best we can. About a month ago, Jen and I decided to talk about our finances and savings, and so I brought up my online banking account to show her. In my checking account I had a few $1,000s, but in my savings account I had a bit over $8,000. Jen got super excited upon seeing that figure, saying we could use it to travel. I explained to Jen that this money was going towards a watch I wanted to buy. She responded with, and I quote, "F that," saying that she wanted to go to Europe with me. I immediately popped that balloon, as this was the result of me saving $150 to $250 per month for years. I was extremely clear. Europe was not going to happen. Jen got a bit upset, but finally I got her to drop the issue. About a week later, Jen came to me and said that I needed to come with her to a travel agent because she had made a down payment for a package deal to France. Having seen her finances, I knew that Jen didn't have the money. When I asked where she had come up with it, she said she borrowed it from her parents with the promise that she'd pay them back in about a week. Again I was confused, but she said that the money I had in my account was more than enough to pay them back, and that instead of getting a stupid overpriced watch, I should make memories with your fiancé. I told her that she needed to go to the agency and beg for her money back, but she said it was too late. A few minutes later, I got in my car, drove to the watch store, and told the guy I'd talked to about half a dozen times about the watch that I was ready to buy it. I paid in cash and came home. There I showed Jen my watch and said, "That savings account now has a few $100 in it. Get your money back." She shrieked at me about it, and I told her that she had to go beg, cry, and get on her knees at the agency if that's what it took. Miraculously, she pulled it off and paid her parents back in full. But now she's incredibly angry and keeps telling me that it's my turn to go beg for my money back. Her parents are completely on her side and keep saying that going into a lifetime commitment, I don't need a luxury watch. Not sure about this one. I think I might have jumped the gun on that purchase, but I had already had my mind made up for years. Edit. I didn't think this was a financial advice board. I will include the following information because people here are incessantly focusing on how I spent my money. 1. I have maxed out my 401k every year since I was 23. In terms of retirement, my 20s were spent saving way more than the average American. 2. I spent the majority of my 20s also financially supporting my mentally ill sister. I no longer have to support her, and therefore I began dating Jen with marriage in mind. My question was about whether stranding Jen after her impulsive decision like that was an asshole move. It wasn't about whether I should keep more money in my savings account. If anyone here who has also maxed out their 401k throughout their 20s while supporting a family member would like to chime in, go ahead. But I don't really care. Neither Jen nor I are good with finances. In our city this can't really be helped seeing as everything is egregiously overpriced. I had a bid over $8,000. Jen got super excited upon seeing that figure, saying we could use it to travel. I explained to Jen that this money was going towards a watch I wanted to buy. Yeah. Seeing how champing at the bit eager both of y'all are to burn this measly $8,000, I'm pretty sure that an overpriced city isn't to blame for your financial situation. ETA seen the replies from OP and IDK, man. Try a relationship advice thing? Not the asshole. You say neither you nor your fiancé are good with money and blame it on the high cost of living in your city. Well, that's not the reason you guys aren't good with money. You're not good with money because you impulse spend, fiancé and the vacation. Or you save for stupid things, you and the $8,000 watch. You didn't borrow the money from her parents, so you're not the asshole. That is all on her. But man, you need to grow up and treat your finances more maturely. Not the asshole you saved your hard-earned money to buy something nice for yourself. You told her no and she still rushed off to do it with the intention of using your money. In my opinion that's a major red flag. You're about to marry this woman. You might want to rethink that part, my dude. And it really sounds like both of you need to take a financial literacy course before getting married and having children. The watch isn't a great idea, but neither is taking a trip overseas if all you have in your account is $8,000 and it's going to take up all that money. Neither of you know how to manage finances or communicate with each other. Come on. You're both going behind each other's backs to make large purchases that the other disapproves of? This is a toxic relationship. Not the asshole. Keep the watch. Get rid of the girlfriend. Am I the asshole for not allowing my sister to announce her pregnancy at my wedding update? Original post. I really hope this is the proper way to do an update, sorry if it's not. So today was my wedding and I'm glad to announce that it went amazing. I don't have much drama to update you on since I've just been blocking people in my family who've been being mean to me about the situation. My husband and I ended up uninvited my sister, my father and older brother. We felt it was more important to us to have a fun and non-stressful wedding rather than try to please my sister and do some sort of compromise. I definitely got a ton of shit for it at first since I couldn't exactly tell everyone in my family why they were uninvited. I didn't want to ruin her moment again lol. But when my sister announced her pregnancy a couple days ago I could finally tell them my side and pretty much everyone agreed with my decision. Sorry I don't have a super interesting update to give you all, but thanks to everyone who gave me advice and made me realize I in fact was not an asshole and had every right to be upset. Have a great day. Glad your wedding went well. Still fucking crazy that after paying your sister she was still a wacko. Congratulations on her wedding. Glad it went without drama. Congrats on the nuptials. So glad you got to have your day your way. Your sister failed to understand that what happened at her wedding was not planned. What she wanted to do at your wedding was intentional and petty. I hope one day you can mend the relationship. Good for you for standing your ground. Reading the original post, the first red flag is that you did nothing wrong whatsoever and still got punished enough to feel you had to pay back half the wedding, likely thousands of dollars. You did what would be expected of someone who thought it was inappropriate. You rejected the proposal and broke up with him over it a couple weeks later. Your sister sounds vindictive and jealous. I'd disinvite her too. Any woman who announces anything at someone else's event has deep-seated mental issues they need to work on but likely never will. Too many imagined princesses out there. Not the asshole. If my sister said she was going to announce her pregnancy at my wedding, I'd immediately post her pregnancy on Facebook. Smile with horns. So glad you had a wonderful day. It is crazy that after all you did for her she still wanted revenge on the wrong person. Am I the asshole for offering a homeless person a loaf of bread? Today I, 21F, went to Target to get some groceries and saw a homeless person asking people, including me, for something to eat. I normally get super paranoid about safety, living in the city, and don't ever talk to someone I don't know. But today, I bought a loaf of bread and offered it to the person on the way out. Note: I didn't say a single word but just physically held out the bread to offer it if they want it, when they asked me for food again. The person got super rude and condescending, saying what on earth would they eat it with? And then proceeded to call me stupid while making hand gestures. What struck me the most was he was awfully rude to me while he would act in an appeasing way to other people passing by, even when they would just ignore him and move on. I don't know. I feel like it's a sign that the one time I got out of my comfort zone to help someone ended up like this. But to double check, did I do something wrong in any way? Too long did not read. I offered a loaf of bread to a homeless person but was received rudely. And #X200B. Edit. People are getting really offended that I offered this person a loaf of bread, as if I treated them like a dog or a duck. But I only offered them that because whenever I go hungry or am without money in between paychecks, I ate plain bread all the time. I don't mind being told I'm the asshole but wouldn't like my intentions to be misinterpreted. And #X200B. Edit 2. I've had the time to read over everyone's comments and I wanted to thank everyone who left me genuine wishes, stories, or advices. I hadn't expected my post to blow up like this. Just wanted to make a quick clarification about my last edit. Someone pointed it out to me. When I said I ate bread for meals, I meant it during my college days when I only had a part-time job, and only for some periods of times between pays every now and then. I definitely know I was still privileged and don't want to be accidentally disrespectful by pretending not to be. I've been inspired by a lot of people in this thread, and definitely want continue helping, only this time probably through a food drive or charity. Thank you again to everyone who cared to leave me their thoughts and perspective. And thank you for the kind medals as well. I'm going against the grain here and saying not the asshole. You're not that hungry if you won't take a log of bread. The people saying YTA are probably the same ones who force their kids to sit at the table and eat what they serve. The homeless dude should have been thankful and maybe gotten something to go on it later. But the fact is, bread can be eaten alone. I'm sure I'll get downvoted, but seriously, if you're hungry, free food is free food. She could have just ignored him. Not the asshole. I eat plain bread all the time and it keeps you full and gives you energy. Literally, beggars can't be choosers, he can fuck right off. NTA, it's not that deep. You saw someone ask for food, you gave them food, they didn't appreciate it. End of story. Not the asshole. If he were hungry he would have thanked you for the bread. That person probably wanted money rather than food so that they could use it for something else. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I eat plain bread all the time lol. It's good. It's not some insult or anything.